The Civil Aviation Authority of the Philippines says 3 aircraft linked to resigned ACO Bicol Party List Representative Zaldy Co have departed the country. In a statement, Caap says 2 Augusta Westland helicopters are currently in Kota Kinabalu, Malaysia, having flown there on August 20 and September 11. The agency adds that the Gulfstream aircraft has been in Singapore since August 16. The Aviation Authority says it continues to closely monitor all registered air assets in accordance with the law. In September, Public Works Secretary Vince Dizon disclosed that CO had 4.7 billion pesos worth of air assets registered under the names of various companies. Dizon said Caap already issued a standing order prohibiting the deregistration of all air assets linked to CO. The registration is an act of removing an item from an official registry. CO is currently being tracked by the government after being tagged as allegedly involved in massive corruption in flood control projects. The former lawmaker is being accused of masterminding last-minute insertions and realignments in the 2025 national budget. This supposedly led to the ballooning of the Department of Public Works and Highways budget. He is also accused of receiving a cut from the funds allocated to government flood control projects. CO denied the allegations on budget insertions and kickbacks, adding he will address the issues through a proper forum. President Bongbong Marcos signs a measure banning and declaring illegal offshore gaming operations in the Philippines as well as other related activities. Republic Act No. 12312 is also known as the Anti-POGO Act of 2025. Under the measure, the work permits and visas of all individuals engaged in Philippine offshore gaming operations are declared cancelled. Marcos signed the bill into law on October 23. According to the measure, Pogos whose licenses have been revoked shall continue to be liable for all taxes, duties, regulatory fees, and all other charges up to the last day of their operations. These are due and payable to the government arising from or in connection to their operations. Moreover, any act, omission, series, or combination of violations shall constitute an unlawful activity under Republic Act No. 9160 or the Anti-Money Laundering Act of 2001. The law also prohibits any person or entity from recruiting, obtaining, and hiring, among others, any Filipino or foreign national for the purpose of employment in offshore gaming operations in the country. Meanwhile, the Department of Labor and Employment is tasked to formulate and implement programs to assist in the transition of all Filipino workers affected by the ban. To ensure the effective implementation of the law, an administrative oversight committee shall be created. This is composed of the Presidential Anti-Organized Crime Commission as chairperson, along with the Department of Justice, Department of Information and Communications Technology, and Department of the Interior and Local Government as members. The committee is given the authority to ensure a real-time and interoperable information sharing system among agencies concerned and speedy investigation and prosecution of all persons accused or detained, among others. Marcos ordered the immediate ban of Pogos in the Philippines in his 2024 State of the Nation address, following reports of abuse and human trafficking, among other violations. The camp of Rodrigo Duterte notifies the International Criminal Court Appeals Chamber that it will seek a reversal of the decision junking the question on jurisdiction over the former president's murder case. Duterte's lawyers Nicholas Kaufman and Dov Jacobs sent a notice of appeal challenging the entirety of the October 23 ruling of the pretrial Chamber 1. The ruling rejected the defense's claims that the tribunal had no authority to prosecute and try Duterte over crimes against humanity for his alleged role as a mastermind in his so-called drug war. Kaufman serves as the lead counsel of Duterte, while Jacobs is the associate counsel. Through a 4-page notification dated October 28, Duterte's lawyers want the appeals chamber to find that there exists no legal basis for the continuation of ICC proceedings against Duterte. They also want the appeals court to order Duterte's immediate and unconditional release once it decides to overturn the assailed ruling on jurisdiction. On the scope of the appeal, the defense says it will cover the whole decision. They cited Article 82A of the Rome Statute, which allows parties to file an appeal on matters of jurisdiction or admissibility of the case. According to the information on the ICC website, the 5-man appeals chamber may receive and handle appeals from charged or convicted individuals. It can also receive appeals from the ICC prosecutor or legal representatives of the victims on the grounds of procedural errors, errors of fact or law, and on any other grounds affecting the fairness or reliability of the proceedings or decisions. The pretrial Chamber 1 affirmed the ICC's jurisdiction over Duterte's case since it was already under its consideration even before the Philippines' formal withdrawal from the Rome Statute.